Oh, hello. I need to figure out how to freaking set up my live stream properly. No one ever gets on this thing. So I got a chance to skip trace something today that I had a chance to double check to make sure, see what someone looked like. There were two services of process at the same address up in one of the more mountain cities around here in North County. And it was $12,000, so like over $20,000. Same bank, same law firm. So stuff like that, I like to try to find a picture so that if someone tries to play a little game of like, oh, I'm not that person, I say, well, I've already identified you from just looking at verified pictures that are connected to your name and your address, and I know it's you. So here's your documents, and just, do you want me to leave them on the ground? I'll leave them here with you, and you've been served, or I can hand them right to you. And that's it. It's just kind of one of those things. They say you can do whatever you want, like whatever, or they're a lot more gracious than that a lot of the time. Like, and it doesn't even come to me having to try to, on the spot, in a tactful of a way as possible, just say, hey, no, I know it's you. Here's your documents, and leave, type of thing. But what I did, though, so I saw the name and address, right, that was given to me from the law firm. I looked up just a Google search to see who owns the place. It was the same name, but it looked like it was like someone who was in their 90s. So it was probably their parents. So I looked at I have tracers.com. Well, I did another Google search, and actually I looked at front of their LinkedIn. There was a personal website. Click there, and it was the person with the same middle initial, but I couldn't find any address for their business. And it sounded like it was in the same city in some other review. But so what I did is I went on tracers.com, and I pay $39 a month for Tracers. I put their website in there and saw where their ICANN registration was. And it actually shows the history, the last couple of histories of who registered the website and where the address was. And it was the same address. So if I have the same last name and the picture on the website says it's her, and it's the same picture as the LinkedIn, and the address is connected to the website, and the same last name is on the property, and we have it. I know that the picture's a good picture. That's the thing. You just want to make sure. And this was just a skip trace from tracers.com. So if this came down to, oh, I left the documents and she said it wasn't her, and she tried to argue in court that this was not properly, she was not properly identified, and she said it wasn't her, so therefore service wasn't proper or something, I'd have to show that I could get that same information from a different source, not just from the skip tracing tool. So, but it just gives you what to look for. Like, and now none of this happened. I got up there, and it looked like no one had been there for like 2 or 3 months, and the mail was like outside. I don't know. I hope the person's all right, because that amount of debt could possibly cause you to have the type of worry where you do something, against your best interest, or like move off into some adverse situation. I don't really know. I asked one of the neighbors. They said they hadn't seen them for months. So, there was like sand underneath around the tires, like it had been a little stream of water with dirt, and then it kind of pooled around the tires, and you just can tell that they didn't move that vehicle for a while. Just everything is like speaks. No one's been home. So I don't know. I report that stuff back to the law firm that sends us these services of process via the business I work through, and then I get back different. I mean, I'll probably go back another time and take pictures of the actual tires and the stack of mail, but I just showed them pictures of my little skip trace and stuff, see what they think about it. Yeah, but it's a good and interesting business. It keeps me thinking all day. I mean, I have to organize my route driving, I always have to make sure my vehicle is in good working order, which I do. I have a little smart car, a Smart 42, gets 35 miles a gallon, there's other vehicles that get that much miles per gallon, that high of a mileage per gallon. But there aren't many vehicles that can park in such a small spot and do little tiny U-turns and stuff. So it's pretty good for doing service of process. Only a motorcycle really could beat it. Yeah, I don't know. I organize my files by cities. I have like 6 cities. I take 150 a month, I think, is what my areas are. And I've been completing, I think, like 80 a month. So I don't know. I'll make like $900 to $1,200 a week doing it. As low as 600 some weeks, but that's for different reasons. Stuff you just like, it stacks up, and they're almost, a whole bunch of them are almost done. And then so the next week it'll go from like 600 to 1,200. So it's really still just like $2 $900 weeks. That's about the rate I go at. I mean, I go out to some places twice in a day sometimes. But yeah, I just kind of go around once. The app gives us a whole set of stuff to go to. So I separate them by cities, and then I go and I see what needs to be done for the day. I pull those out of the cities. I pull those out, and then I look through the optimal route, as if I was going to all of them, and then I just put them in order of what order they are. Unless I want to do more, like probably twice a week, I do the entire set of like 40 that I have going on, and that takes me from 6:30 a.m. to like 9:30 at night. It takes me all day, so yeah, I don't know. I get up at like probably 3 a.m. to make sure to get everything in order, and then like if I could start right then, I would, but you can't knock until 7 a.m. and that's sometimes useless. I go because sometimes we have to set it up, and we have to get one before 8 a.m. so that I can then the next time go and try to give it to one of the family members. A lot of times I have really cordial situations, and I just keep ending up there at the wrong time, and I can't yet have the family member sign for the documents. They're really nice. A lot of these cities I go to, people who are in debt, they'll lie to. And sometimes they'll be like really rude, but a lot of times they're lying, but they're really nice. It's pretty funny. So they let it go to this other thing called non-service, but I have to make a ton of attempts. If people are like too perfectly lying in a certain way and being nice, it's just like it just keeps going and going and going. It takes like a month. It takes like 19 attempts. So but that's the business. As I'm doing it right now, I want to start doing stakeouts for avoiding evasive servees. As a process server, we can set up stakeouts. So I have some ideas about how to do it. Like, I want to get some of my buddies together. We'll put on like construction worker stuff, and we'll go like we're setting up cones, drive up with a couple vehicles, and then have somebody drive up. You fucking idiots! It's 2 streets over. What the hell are you doing? Get these 2 trucks over here. We'll come back for the other one. And then like leave someone in a van there, right? It's just like doing it for drill, for fun. So there's like some theatrics or whatever. And then the people are like thumbs up their asses. Maybe they even come out and look at the cameras. That's one of my ideas. I got to work on my my MacGyver A-team set of tools and vehicles and stuff, because you can do that. It's not for private investigation because it's for service of process. Anything that's for service of process, you can basically do. There's different lines. People argue about them. The difference between where only a private investigator can do something or only a lawyer can do some type of search. But I'm well within the range of what process servers do. Yeah, so I mean that costs money though too. I don't know. You'd have to have a big lawsuit to and a really evasive person to need that type of thing. But I'm ready to do it. I have some buddies from our Marine Reserve company. It's been 10 years. A bunch of us still keep in contact. Not everybody always has a whole lot of income or work going on, but we have all these sneaky bastard little desires to do this type of stakeout stuff. For private shit though, because if you haven't gotten paid your money and somebody's just hiding off somewhere, you know what the weirdest thing is? These really rich like communities with these huge gates, with these mansions inside the huge gates that have their own gates around them. You have to go talk to the security guards, show them your documents, show them your process server registration. They escort you over to the other place, and you knock and try to come in, and the people are just like in there. And then you'll see Amazon packages there, and you come back, and then the Amazon package is gone. So they like come out at night or something and get the Amazon package, so you can just like never get them their documents. I convinced this law firm that it was a rich enough place that they should just do service by posting, and then get the $500 back by putting a lien on the house. I don't know if I super convinced them, but I went outside of the whole gate and like took as close to a telephoto picture as I could of this fucking mansion across this little canyon. Like, look, this is the place where I drive up, stick my thumb in my ass, and dial on the little phone pad. Sit there every day, like 3 times a week. Takes like 45 minutes of my time. You guys should just like bone out the $500 to get service by posting. I'll throw a little document over the fence with the bag, like fix it on with little wires. That's what you do. You just put it on their gate, so only they can see it, and that's that. So it's a fun industry. I shouldn't quite have to drive so much. I mean, it's just like it's like being an in-town trucker, except for no one wants what I'm delivering. And it's like being a pizza guy all day. We have to hunt people down and then still be nice. People yell sometimes, they get pissed. I don't know. I don't let it get to me though, because I know they're just upset. And that's the other thing is if someone starts yelling, not yelling back. I have said some things back, like because they say like, "Oh, you're trespassing." I'm not trespassing. These are your documents. It's not me. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm allowed to be here because of this registration, this documents. And they say something like, they just say something. Well, you're just a collector. I'm not a collector at all. I'll leave right now. And then they start asking me questions. Like I say, I'll leave right now. I'm not trying to spend, to keep you in some type of argument or conversation. If you're not the person, I'll leave. If you don't want to tell me anything, I'll leave. And then I'll start asking me questions. One guy almost sicked his dog on me, though, while he was asking questions, like yelled and told his wife to let the dog out. I was like, what? Sir, you haven't asked me to leave. You've been asking me questions. I think it was just this thing, like he was just so mad. He's like, what? I haven't asked you to leave? Like, yeah, what? You want me to leave? He goes, shh, what do you think? And then his wife was walking up, and I waited and said, ma'am, is this you? He goes, what? You're going to talk to my wife over my shoulder? Oh, wait, you're the owner? Yes. She's been served. Like, that was it. I just put him on the ground and left. He said, why didn't you do that before? I didn't ID her. You didn't ID her right now. I ID'd her through logic of you being the owner and her being your wife. So, anyways, it was a little scenario. I don't know. Hopefully that one doesn't go sour. And then they think like, oh, I should have reported the whole scenario of the interaction more thoroughly. I think it's just going to go through. People don't show up and then they try to make an argument, even though they have the documents in their hand that service process wasn't completed. I don't think judges always give it that much credence. And then also you have to appeal, I think, or have it set aside. I'm not sure what happens with those arguments. I just try to do it the right way and be really cordial with people.